Hey guys, and welcome on into this next training, which is all about deepening your journaling practice and developing strategic thinking. I've actually split this into two parts because I always want to keep these trainings really short so that you can start to implement them straight away, because any of this work, you know, it doesn't mean diddly squat unless you actually start putting it into practice. And I want you to really use this to build and develop with where you're at right now, because it's not just yes, of course, being a part of this program and being in here and having me as your support and guide is really beneficial, but it's my job to constantly be reminding you to check in with your own internal motivators so that you can continue to level yourself up, because I can give you all this stuff, but it's you guys that have got to do the work. So you're going to be looking at going deeper with your journaling practice on what you are already doing. For some of you, this may be like revisiting some of the original stuff that we did, but I wanted to share like a specific sequence that I've been using these past couple of months, and like literally I just have come to a place where I'm feeling incredibly powerful. And that's not to say that everything has gone hunky-dory perfectly right. Like lately there's been a huge great amount of wins that have come through, but there've also been some monumental losses, and during that time it is down to this specific strategy that my faith in myself has not faltered. I have been able to remain connected with my goals, dreams and visions, and the belief within myself because of doing this work. And as somebody, I'm like naturally lacking in self confidence, it's taken me a really long time to like be able to believe in myself, and like the more that I do this, the more I believe in myself and the more it allows me to keep on pushing my boundaries. So we're going to start off in the first section. So this is in relation to your journaling practice, but is going to link in very closely with the planner work. So making sure that you're always still reconnecting with this tool. Like I created this because it was something that I couldn't get elsewhere from anyone else, and I wanted this specific layout and this specific routine. And as I say, I'm always developing and evolving my own morning routine. Now this is just something that is like literally, it's like fire right now. So the first part, like so many people ask, I don't know what to be writing in my journaling, and this first section is called Creating Consciousness. And it's literally that. It is bringing our subconscious behaviors and just the things that we do on the day today into our conscious awareness. This is about you just putting pen to paper, letting it flow, just writing out whatever has been going over your mind over the last 24 hours. What maybe kept you up last night? What was the first thing you thought of this morning? And putting pen to paper. We want the good, the bad, the downright ugly, the ridiculous, the crazy passing thought that went through your mind. Like anything goes. There are no hard or fast rules. There is no right or wrong. This is an ability for you to be able to express yourself and also be able to express out to the universe what our dreams, our goals, our desires, our hopes, our frustrations, our moments are, and like really pull out what is going on behind the surface of these. Like, so when you're writing out, oh, such and such a thing happened, like, why did it happen? Why did you react that way? Start to develop your level of inquiry. And simply, you know, putting across the page. And this is going to naturally develop. We want it to flow with ease. I want you to think about this as your quality time with you. If you think like whenever I'm like on a coaching call with you guys and we'll talk about relationships and be like, how much time are you investing in your relationship with your partner? How much time are you investing in your relationship with your kids? This is about your relationship with you. So as I said, we're going to start. This is creating consciousness. I know that some of you are already doing this already, but how can you start to develop this further? What further questions could you be asking and developing into? And also notice the times when you may be like writing down a sentence like, oh, such and such said said this about me, but that's okay. Like, notice certain words like the word okay. What is that preventing you from feeling? Because this creating consciousness is allowing you to connect with your emotions as well. And don't even think, like, I know I guys get you guys to like really speak about our conscious languaging. At this point of conscious awareness, we don't have to put that into play. We can literally split it out on the paper, write out exactly how you're feeling, what happened, what made you feel that way. Then when we move through that, again, moving towards the turnaround, this is where we start to get into our strategic thinking and really allow you time for self for this. And I want you to think at this part as like, it's almost like, you know, when you've gone in for a meeting with your manager or your boss, or if you're a business owner, this is like a meeting with yourself. This is like something that you're going to do with yourself to check in every single day. And this is going to set your weeks, your months, your days. This is going to set you up for success. This is the stuff that's going to get you excited. So we're going to start the process with recognizing the things that we are grateful for. So you know, this practice that we've gone through when you've done the planner work, it is about being grateful for what you already have, because it's easy for us to get lost in the kerfuffle of life and all the things that I don't have and all the things that I want. Let's get grateful for what we do have. And this is very much about rewiring the brain. I've talked about this many times before. We are rewiring the brain to look for the positives, but it's not enough to just be like to speak these words or even to write them down. The real connections to your neural pathways come when they are connected with a feeling and an emotion. So this is where we come into our gratitude times 5. So we're writing 5 different reasons why we are grateful for one thing. So it could be that maybe you choose to be grateful for your body because it gets you through the day. List out your 5 reasons, but really just take a moment and to feel into that, because that is what is going to create more power for you. Okay, so after our gratitude times 5, we are working on to that strategic thinking time. So I want you to really think about if this was a meeting or an interview with me. Like, consider the type of questions that you've gone through this coaching work. You've been with me now for some time, or if you've just coming into this, think about the type of questions that I ask you guys. Like, what am I usually delving and digging in towards? And use your experience of working with me to start asking yourself your own questions. Because as I said, I want to empower you to be able to start recalling this process on your own without having the prompts from me. Of course, I'm always going to be able to help you to go deeper, but start to evolve that and develop that within yourself. So I want you to start to consider, and I asked this in the group a while back, to ask yourself, and you can ask yourself on this on each day, and sometimes there'll be like recurring things, sometimes it'll be on the same topic, sometimes it'll be on a completely different topic. But if I want you to think, like, to imagine if you were to be in your ideal, like, where do you see yourself in 12 months time? And relate this to all areas of your life. Like, do it one day, like I say, on one topic, one day on another, and then ask yourself, what is it that you want in 12 months time in this area? So if we're talking about the body, where do you want to be with your body? Be specific. Get really clear on what it is that you want to call into your life in 12 months time. Super clear. Write it all down. Be as much detail as you can. The next question you're going to ask is the why. So this is where we're going to link into your feelings and emotions, and it's important to connect with the thing that is driving you. Like, what is the driving force? And it's never that surface one. We know you've done this. We need to go beyond the surface. We need to peel back the layers and ask yourself, what is the driving force behind this? Why do I give a shit? And we do this on a weekly basis. But now I want you to bring it into your daily habits, this daily practice. And this doesn't have to take a really long time. I'm aware that like this is a video is going now on beyond 10 minutes, but this can be super quick when you start to do it. Next is we're going to actually do your meditation or visualization, because I like to do this and I do different ones. I do guided ones, I do my own ones. You know, I share a lot of my favorite meditations, but I tend to meditate around the specific theme or topic of the morning. So whatever is coming to my awareness within doing my creating consciousness writing, I can then use that as the factor or visualization around my meditation, and I will spend at least 10 minutes doing a meditation. After I've done that, and then writing down anything else that came up for me. So putting all those things down, keeping in mind the clarity around where the focus is for where you want to be, what can you see, what came up for you when you think about where do you want to be in 12 months time. We're then going down to the next section, which is our focus time, and that is your focus for this week. And again, I've gotten you to do this within the planner. Each week we're writing out our 4 focus points. And then each day we get to write down our 3 focus items. So this is where we're going to come onto the daily focus. Now, I know on the daily focus I give you 10, but what I would like you to start doing is we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and you are going to highlight these babies. These are the power steps. These are the ones that are going to be propelling you and helping you drive yourself forward to success. Then we can list all of the other things, you know, the less importance that don't have the same priority. I want you to think about the 3 things that are really going to drive your results. So if it's a body focus, it's like, right, I need to be really aware of my conscious eating habits and behaviors today. This is going to be my number 1 focus. My next is that I'm going to have all of my meals prepared for the rest of the week by the end of today. And then it could be on your workouts. So we could do this for one specific area, or we can be thinking, right, well, I need to do this with my eating habits today. I need to do this. I mean, the majority of mine are going to be around like business or work type stuff. And then we can use these separate spaces on here for what workouts we're going to do. And this is your commitment to yourself each day. And I just want to ensure that you are really utilizing and using this tool. So that is the basis of the first part, a recap really, and allow you to develop, especially with that creating consciousness writing. That is like where the real power is. So we're going creating consciousness, we're blurting it all out, writing everything that we want. We then move into strategic thinking. This is your business appointment with yourself, setting your days, your weeks, your months up for success, writing out your gratitude times 5. Then we're going on to, right, where do I want to be in 12 months time? Propel yourself forward, create that vision in your mind. What is it that I want? Why do I want that thing? We then go into the meditation and revisit that visualization. So every day we're going forward into that 12 months time. Here's what I want to see. This is what my ideal day looks like. This is what I've moved forward towards. This is what I've achieved. Create that vision in the mind. Remember, we are reconnecting these neural pathways so that we daily creating the vision in our mind. And then you get to say, right, what are 3 very simple, because we can have these big huge goals, and I encourage you to dream big, but we have to break it right back down to the basis. We have to come back down to the simple steps. So not even thinking what we need to do in a month, what we need to do in a week. What do I need to do today? What are the 3 most important things that I can do today that are going to help me to take those steps forward to achieving that goal? Boom! We write that in our daily focus, we get those things done, and then we move on. So as I said, there's going to be a part 2. We're going to be deepening even further that creating consciousness journaling practice as we start to develop the questions that we ask ourselves, and really start to notice the things that you want to skirt or skip over and don't want to delve into, because there's a sign that you are avoiding something. And it's when we avoid things that we are limited by them. So the more that we face our fears, the more strength we gain to overcome them.